Good morning, everyone. We are continuing here in Mesillas Yesharim. Yesterday, the Ramchal began to explain to us that as a horse runs head-on into battle and doesn't pay attention to the enemy, he doesn't see the swords wielding in front of him, he doesn't understand that there is danger ahead. So too, a person who goes through this world without his baininus, without thinking, without zehiras, without being watchful, and taking stock of his actions and his deeds, he is running through this world head-on without recognizing the spiritual dangers and pitfalls that are in front of him. V'ulam, says the Ramchal today, in reality, this is one of the tachbulas, one of the tricks, one of the schemes of the Yetzer Hara and his craftiness. To weigh down his hard work constantly, on the hearts of man, until a person doesn't even have a moment to delve into his actions, and to look and to view properly which path he's going in. The Yetzer Hara, the evil inclination, which the Ramchal is going to spend quite a bit of time speaking about in this Sefer. The way that he works is that he tries to get a person to be so involved and engrossed in other things in his life, many of them meaningless, silly things, that will take his focus away from what the main purpose and goal of life is all about. They will not even have a moment to think to themselves, what am I doing? Where am I going? Why am I? What does HaKadosh Baruch Hu want from me? And this is the schemes of the Yetzer Hara. Ki Yodeya, because the Yetzer Hara knows. If a Jew would for one moment place his heart into the meaningfulness of his life, if for just a temporary second a person would begin to think about, what am I doing here and what does HaKadosh Baruch Hu want from me? If they would think about their ways just momentarily, certainly then immediately a person will begin to regret his negative actions. And his charata, his remorse and regret would grow until he would abandon his sinful behavior completely. Says the Ramchal a very important thing, and that is that the Yetzer Hara knows the intrinsic value and the power that is inside the heart and the soul of every single Jew. And that koyach, that power is such that if a Jew would just for a moment, they would stop and they would think and they would examine their ways and they would ask themselves why they're doing what they're doing, and they would evaluate their actions and their speech and their thoughts and the derech and the pathways that they're going on in life. Kimat kat, instantaneously that person would wake up. They would be seized by an understanding that they never had before, and they would immediately begin to rectify their ways when they were filled with remorse and regret for the mistakes that they had made. And therefore the Yetzer Hara says, I have no choice but to keep a Jew busy day and night, thinking about other things. I created something called the iPhone, which is hooked up to the internet, which means that a person's fingers can be moving 24 hours a day, searching, surfing on the web, looking at different things, listening to different things, chatting with all of their great friends on Facebook over there, involving themselves in blogs and rooms and all different things. They can watch movies and they can watch videos and they can read the news 700 times a day to see if anything changed. They can look at the weather, what's going to be in 3 months when they go on vacation and where they want to go on vacation. They can book flights, they can go to Amazon.com and they can buy all the things that they don't need and then get them and then have to return them because it wasn't what they were looking for. I can involve a Jew in so many things, and he'll be busy all day long, and he'll think that he's living. He'll think that he's progressing. He'll think he's so technologically savvy. Look what I know that the other generations didn't know. And in reality, It's all the wiles and schemes of the Yetzer Hara, getting a person to close down on their thinking abilities, getting a person to shun their responsibilities of spiritual goals and raising themselves up over this world and being trapped into the crafty ways of the Yetzer Hara, so that there is literally no time for a person to sit and evaluate and think in the proper way. If I'm doing something that is right, Be'enei Hashem, in the eyes of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, or am I going down a treacherous path which is going to lead me in to the wrong direction? This is the power of the Yetzer Hara. But he's doing it to combat the enormous power that is inside each and every one of us. Because he knows that if Hayusamim libam kimat kat, if a person would just put the heart into an evaluation and take stock for even a moment, miyad, immediately, they would return to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, they would rectify their ways, and they would end up elevating themselves to such a level that even the person themselves will not believe the heights that we'll be able to reach. Have a wonderful day, a day that is full of ascension into the world of Avodas Hashem. All the best.